Hello, viewers. You see, there are moments in one's life. There are days when you feel helpless, when you feel spiritless, when you feel powerless. For most Pakistanis, I hope that the same day, or a similar kind of feeling actually is occurring in every Pakistani heart. Last night, the scenes of massacres on the streets of the capital of Pakistan, Islamabad, where bodies lying on the ground, being brutally murdered uh, by snipers, by trained personnels from the building, from the top of the building, or from the floor, from the second or third floors of the building, shot directly at innocent Pakistanis with aims directly at the headshots, had made absolutely anyone who loves Pakistan, speechless. And how a security apparatus who is funded by our own tax money, by our own tax funds, can do this kind of brutal, pre-planned, intentional mass murder of Pakistanis. But I think before I start going into the details of this massacre, we need to understand the dynamics in which we are working on. So first, the background, right? See, if you look at the Pakistan's history, the last 77 years, we have always been a kind of a poodle of the Western-backed interest in this region, in the region which we know as South Asia or Central Asia. Because Pakistan is at the cusp of Central Asia and South Asia. Pakistani security apparatus has always been used by the West to further its own designs. If you look in 60s, late 50s, early 60s, when the US was leading this Cold War, we were part of the alliance against Soviet Empire or against the Soviet Union. Then comes the 80s, when Soviet Union bumbled into Afghanistan. We were the major non-NATO ally who funneled finances to lead a war against the Soviet interest in Afghanistan. We trained the jihadis, we took pride in it, and our society was completely shattered, destroyed, its fabric completely changed. The jihadi culture was imposed, the Kalashnikov culture was imposed on us, a foreign culture to us, to further the designs of the US interest, of the Western interest. And then after 20 years, we were also the frontline state against war on terrorism. That lasted for about 15 years. And then now, with the same policy, when the US started encirclement of China, they found out one of the most pivotal link of Chinese development, especially the western part of China, which has to catch up from the eastern part where the development had already occurred. That route goes through Pakistan, or one of the routes goes through Pakistan, which we call as China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And therefore, on the behest of the US interest, we started kind of dismantling this Chinese-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Initially, the projects were slowed down, and now you don't even hear about this CPEC corridor anymore in the Pakistani government circles. And in this background, you will have to see the current events which are happening in Pakistan. In 2022, when Russia, due to its own geopolitical or its own national interest, invaded parts of Ukraine, European Union and the US administration, the Biden administration, forced Pakistan to be a part of this coalition against Russia. Pakistan's Prime Minister at that time, Imran Khan, who was trying to assert its independence, to follow its own national interest, categorically refused to take part in this coalition. And hence, that was a bridge too far for Imran Khan, and he was thrown out of power by the nexus of Pakistani crooked politicians, Pakistani security apparatus, and the US administration. In the last 2.5 years, the inferno which that regime change caused in Pakistan has culminated to the massacres last night. You see, overwhelming number of Pakistanis backed its beloved Prime Minister Imran Khan. Pakistanis resented, revolted against this, US-backed imposition of this imported government. They categorically voted for Imran Khan and for its party in February 2024 elections, which was rigged by the same regime. Overwhelmingly, Pakistanis voted against this regime and in favor of Imran Khan. That election was completely rigged, and there was no voice that was heard against this regime because it was going on with their green light. And now, after about 7 to 8 months of demanding their rights, of demanding their mandate to be given back, of releasing political prisoners, of forcing their release of the political prisoners, Pakistanis made a historical long march in the capital. Last night's scenes, beautiful seen where people from all parts of Pakistan, especially from the KPK province, the northwestern province, when they descended to the capital. Last night, Pakistani security apparatus, with a kind of well thought out plan, murdered at least 100 people, and now they are kind of hiding some dead bodies. 33 dead bodies were recovered or were received from only one hospital in Islamabad. That is confirmed. People have seen the dead bodies. The rest of the government hospitals are denying this fact. Then there is a mopping operation went on last night where there is a kind of a cleanup of all the roads just to hide this massacre. And it's absolutely painful to see what had happened last night. The relationship of the Pakistani state with its people will never be the same again. It's a reminder of this massacre in 1990, where General Dyer in Jawala, General Dyer in 1919 in Jadawala, and comparing it with the massacre which happened last night. You see, General Dyer was a British agent. He was part of the British Empire, and they were ruling India with their iron fist from London. Nobody thought, or at least I didn't thought, Pakistani establishment or Pakistani security apparatus would do this kind of operation against their own people. Well, we don't have to be very surprised with this fact, because this has been happening under our eyes in Balochistan for at least last 50 years, and it has been happening in Waziristan since the war against terrorism started in 2001. And so it's no surprise that it had happened last night in the capital of Pakistan, at the seat, close to the seat of the government. D Chowk is very close to Red Zone. So what happened would be a permanent stain on this regime, on the face of this regime, or on the state of Pakistan itself. Okay, they with impunity can kill, massacre, murder their own people. This just want to bring home this point. You see, not only they murdered, they actually kind of rubbed the salts against our wounds. One of the TV journalists, I think his name was Mr. Umar Ayub, something like that, of Airwire Television. It's actually a joke to call him a TV journalist, because normally he feeds establishment related news. He tweeted, and I think that will go down in the volumes of history, this tweet. Everyone should go and read what he had said. He said, okay, operation against these people, these protesters, these militants have been started, And we now just be considerate of what I'm saying. Just consider what the words he used. We have opened the skulls of hundreds of people at least. Opened the skulls of hundreds of people. That's what he had said. This is a clear and a living proof of a crime against humanity. Those people were unarmed, whatever political affiliation they had. No state has a right to kill, to murder someone because of their political motivations. This would go down in the annals of history as one of the most blackest of the days of the subcontinental history, especially Pakistan. That's what I wanted to cover. Pakistan, you see, will never be the same again. What we have seen, what we have witnessed with our own eyes, it could change the relationship of Pakistani state and its people from now on. And I'm afraid this would mark the beginning of the end of this regime. Mark my words. See, no one can tolerate this kind of mass murder, this unaccounted murder of innocent Pakistanis. Thank you so much.